Valiant is getting canceled with their new reboot. Now, I had given up on Valiant, but this book looks so based now. I think I'm going to go pick up Bloodshot and support this writer because he's getting just piled on everywhere. The entire comic industry is really going at him, from Marvel Comics writers to Blue Sky people. It's really, really bad. And this is just some Argentinian writer who actually wrote this issue in Spanish, and then they translated it. And he's an independent creator who really does not have much of a large following. This is just how awful the mainstream comic book industry is. These people are terrible. If you step on their narrative or whatever, they just go at you, and they want to destroy you. They want you dead. And that means they want you dead as a normal person who doesn't want children groomed into weird lifestyles because they want to groom. This is the truth. They self-identify as grooming monsters. And that's the weirdest part of all of this right here. Let's get into the news as we talk about the situation with Bloodshot and Valiant Comics. If you don't know what Valiant Comics is, I'll do a little overview for you in a moment. My name's John Delarose. I really appreciate you being here. I write based comics myself, so please hit the like and subscribe button and join us and sign up for my comic book Substack. On my Substack, I am posting free comics every single day, and I write based comics. I write a lot of fun. I might take this vampire idea and run with it in a different situation because I have an idea with this which could be really cool. But we are really working really hard here on comics in a way that nobody else in independent comics is. I put out more books than most people out there. This Substack has exclusive comics to it that aren't available anywhere else. And I want you to read and get reading and become interested in indie comics. That's the whole goal here. We're trying to change the way that things go because the Marvel and DC system, the comic shop system, is busted. It's dead. These people are going at each other's throats like this because they know how bad it is, and so they love canceling some of the other creators because they think they can have a little piece of that shrinking pie left, and that's the whole deal. But webcomics is a much healthier community. So get on here, you read, and if you want to support, become a paid member, and you just support me. It's like being a patron of the arts, actually supporting real arts, and that's what we're building through here. Subscribestar is another site I use, which is a free speech platform as well. And with these, whichever one you do, that's the same content. You get everything the same. It's great, and I appreciate you guys so much for supporting building this. We've got over 1,000 subscribers now as we built this up over the last couple of months. So thank you for reading Flying Sparks as we're out there, and I'm going to be posting more. I've got so many comics in my back catalog that we'll just keep posting, and you keep reading, and that's going to be our mutual contract. Thanks for being here, guys, and being great readers. And I appreciate the kind notes. I got a reader told me he read the Demon's Eye, my novel, this weekend, and said he loved it. So thank you for that. If that's you, hey, shout out to you. All right. So this is the panel that blew up the world. And as you can see, it says the Yakuza's connection with government promotes a neuromarketing lobby to normalize blood consumption. So yes, so influencers are trying to normalize vampires, and they're trying to normalize vampires sucking blood and causing problems and turning everybody into vampires. Pretty reasonable for vampires to do, right? And that's it is something that definitely feels like how propaganda works in modern times. Pretty interesting. And that's messing around with the minds of the younger ones. They sell fake blood as a trendy drink. And yes, that seems to be a logical conclusion as well. There's kids who want to be bitten to become vampires because their favorite influencers say they are one. And parents who force their children into that irreversible change just to feel modern and believing that they'll be thankful for it and they grow up. Well, you can see the problem here. And you might not yet. You might be like, okay, what's the problem here? They're talking about vampires being bad. Vampires are bad. Vampires, of course, trying to groom children into vampire lifestyles would also be bad. That makes a lot... what's going to go? So this Zoe Tunnel, who's a man who pretends to be a woman, posted on Blue Sky saying that this is transgender transphobia. And so there's a lot to unpack with this. I pride myself on professionalism in comics. I don't talk shit about books I don't enjoy. They always lie. And immediately, SJWs always lie. SJWs always double down, and SJWs always project, and there's a lot of projection that's going on here too. I'm happy when folks get gigs, even if I wish I landed them. So when I say the transphobic bullshit in Bloodshot #1 comic is disgusting and should never have made it to print, shameful shit. And look at this, it's getting massive traction on Blue Sky, thousands of people responding to it because they want to cancel this person because they're claiming that vampires are an allegory for transgenders. And I just sit here and I think, are you saying you're a blood-sucking vampire monster? And they are. And this is interesting because it is a telling on themselves. They know there's little social justice transgender weirdos are, in fact, weirdos who are monsters, and they identify as monsters, and they identify with this. Even though this doesn't say anything about transgenderism, it does talk about how their little cult does things and how they manipulate people. And so, yes, vampires would do that, and it feels like a vampire story, and that makes a lot of sense. It's really well written. Now, there's truth to that because this is the tactics they use, and they know it. And they're telling on themselves that they know it right here. Now, this goes crazy, and of course, this went so big that they got an apology for all of this. Very, very sad and sick. Alien Books and writer Mauro Mantella severely apologized for the harm caused in the phrasing of Bloodshot #1. While the story takes place in a fictional world of vampires and cults, we understand that a specific line of dialogue has been read as alluding to real-world issues, specifically the discrimination faced by trans people. That was never the intention. The original line was written by an Argentinian creator and was unfortunately the case of nuance being lost in translations. We fully recognize this intent does not erase the impact, especially when dealing with the subject matter that affects real lives and communities. We are taking the following steps immediately. The dialogue in question will be updated for all digital and collected editions to better reflect the intended fictional context. Boo! Don't ever change your art because of the mob. There's a banned book now, guys. Buy this Bloodshot book because it's now going to be gone, right? Going forward, all scripts will undergo a more intense review by our proofreaders as part of our editorial process to ensure clearer, more responsible storytelling. Boo! They're going to censor this guy's scripts now. We appreciate that the feedback from readers and creators and the industry peers who brought this to our attention. We take this seriously, are committed to learning from it. Alien Books values inclusion, empathy, and creative responsibility. We will do better. So lame. This is a lame context. And this came from Alien Books. It did not. I don't see anything from the writer himself. He has not mentioned it or addressed it from what I've seen. So even though his name's on this, I'm not sure that that's actually the case. I'm sure he's getting a lot of heat. The poor guy. Mauro Mantella, who's from Argentina, writes Argentinian comic books. He just does indie stuff, produces it himself. This is kind of a bigger sort of property for him, probably only selling 3,000 or 4,000 copies, to be honest. Nobody's really reading Valiant anymore. And it's just sad, like, that these people all want to destroy a fellow comic creator just because they don't like a panel of comic, right? And that's what it comes down to. Now, it could be a mistranslation. It could be just like something there that it just could be. Again, it doesn't mention trans people, so it's very, very weird that they're going in on this so hard. But this is what the industry does. You are policed. You have to tell stories the way they want them told. You have to have every issue buttoned up the way that they want it for their leftist agenda in the industry. This has not changed. Nothing's gotten better about things. And everybody at Marvel and DC were jumping on this. If you're supporting Marvel and DC Comics, some of their biggest writers were in on this. I'm going to do another video tomorrow just on this Cancel Pig, who's one of the worst people in comics out there, who is really dictating a lot of what's going on in comics. And these people do this. They try to destroy people. They try to destroy lives, careers. They don't want anybody to have anything else. If you speak out like me, they all mass report you to different platforms. Like I got mass reported to Patreon. They banned me for hate speech. I got mass reported to Kickstarter. They banned me. They won't tell me why. Won't talk to me. The head of comics over there who used to work for Boom Studios. It's all, like I said, it's all a little incestual thing. Blocked me rather than actually respond about it. They're babies. They can't act like professionals. And you can see it right here. The person says it right here. I pride myself in my professionalism. No, you don't. You do this type of crap. You do this type of crap for clout because nobody wants your freaking work because it's garbage, right? And this is all you can get attention with, and so this is what you do. And so this is the industry in a nutshell and why we work so hard to call it out. This is why you're here for this channel. This is why you supported Comicsgate and your boy Zach in the past. Those guys didn't actually want to fight this stuff, guys. Those guys were just tacitly a part of it. They wanted to be a part of the industry just as much as everybody else. But we're the real deals, and I'm glad you're here because we're building something new, and that's what we're going to do. That's the only way to fix this is to build, and we're doing it. We're winning. We are building faster than ever before. This Substack is really crushing it, my friends. And I appreciate you reading. I appreciate you being here. Get on here today. Let's support new comics. Let's do this. Let's actually build something real with a great reading community that pushes back against this stuff. We need stories that push back against this stuff and are unafraid and won't apologize and won't cave and won't edit themselves just to appease these people. That's what we have here, and I'm glad you're here, my friends. So sign up for the Substack. Tell me what you think about this. Is crazy, and like I said, it's this cancel mob is huge. They're all over. This poor guy from Argentina is just getting savaged. Doesn't even really speak English. It's wild stuff. But that's what we need to do is, of course, fight against it. So thanks for being here. Sign up for the Substack. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back.